Have you ever wondered why Japan feels like it belongs to another world? Imagine stepping into a country where trains arrive within seconds of their scheduled time, a place where millions of people cross the world's busiest intersection without creating chaos, a nation where lost wallets often find their way back to their owners, untouched. But that's only the beginning. Japan is a country where ancient temples stand peacefully beside futuristic skyscrapers, where robots serve customers, yet centuries-old traditions remain a part of everyday life, where people bow instead of shaking hands, remove their shoes before entering homes, and often apologize even when something isn't their fault. To many visitors, Japan doesn't just look different, it feels different. But here's the question. How did one small island nation become one of the safest, cleanest, most advanced, and most disciplined countries on Earth? Was it wealth, technology, education, or is there something much deeper hidden within Japanese culture? Because behind Japan's modern cities lies a story shaped by thousands of years of history, devastating wars, natural disasters, and values unlike almost anywhere else in the world. In today's documentary, we'll uncover why Japan is truly different from the rest of the world. From its unique culture and extraordinary work ethic to futuristic technology and traditions that refuse to disappear, you'll discover the real reasons why millions of people around the world are fascinated by Japan. And by the end of this video, you may never look at Japan the same way again. Chapter 1. A country shaped by isolation. To understand why Japan is so unique, we have to travel back hundreds of years. Japan is not connected to mainland Asia. Instead, it is made up of more than 14,000 islands stretching across the Pacific Ocean. This geographical isolation played one of the biggest roles in shaping Japanese society. Unlike many European nations that constantly fought neighboring kingdoms, Japan developed separately from much of the world. For centuries, Japanese culture evolved in its own direction. Its language became unique, its customs became unique, its architecture became unique. Even the way people thought about society became unique. But then something extraordinary happened. In the early 1600s, Japan made one of the most surprising decisions in world history. The country almost completely closed itself off from the outside world. Foreign influence was heavily restricted. Most foreigners were forbidden from entering. Japanese citizens were not allowed to leave. This period, which lasted for more than 200 years, allowed Japan to protect its traditions and maintain its own identity while much of the rest of the world was rapidly changing. Imagine an entire nation pressing the pause button on globalization. While Europe was expanding across continents, while new empires were rising, while industrial revolutions were beginning, Japan remained largely isolated. This isolation didn't make Japan weaker. Instead, it created one of the strongest national identities on Earth. Families passed traditions from generation to generation. Ancient arts such as calligraphy, tea ceremonies, and martial arts continued to flourish. Respect for elders became deeply rooted. Communities valued harmony over individual success. People learned that working together was more important than standing out. Even today, these centuries-old values continue to influence everyday life. You can see them everywhere. In schools, children often clean their own classrooms instead of relying on janitors. In restaurants, customers rarely leave a mess behind. During natural disasters, people patiently wait in perfectly organized lines instead of panicking. To outsiders, these behaviors may seem extraordinary, but for many Japanese people, they're simply normal. This mindset wasn't created overnight, it was built over hundreds of years. However, Japan's peaceful isolation couldn't last forever. In the mid-1800s, powerful Western nations arrived with advanced warships and demanded that Japan open its doors to international trade. Japan suddenly faced a difficult choice: remain isolated or embrace the modern world. The decision they made would completely transform the nation and eventually turn Japan into one of the world's greatest economic and technological powers. But modernization came at a cost, because just a few decades later, Japan would find itself involved in wars that would forever change its future. And from the ashes of destruction, a completely new Japan would begin to rise. Chapter 2: From Ruins to a Global Superpower. After World War II, Japan was almost completely destroyed. Its cities were in ruins, its economy had collapsed, and millions of people had lost everything. Many believed Japan would never recover, but the Japanese people had a different vision. Instead of giving up, they focused on rebuilding their nation through hard work, discipline, and education. They followed a philosophy called kaizen, meaning continuous improvement, always finding ways to become better, one small step at a time. This mindset helped companies like Toyota, Sony, Honda, and Panasonic become global leaders in quality and innovation. Within just a few decades, Japan transformed from a war-torn nation into one of the world's strongest economies. But Japan's greatest achievement wasn't only its economic success. It was creating a society built on trust, responsibility, and respect. And with that strong foundation, Japan was ready to lead the world into a new era of technology and innovation. Chapter 3: The Future That Arrived. Early Japan is often described as a country living in the future. From the world-famous Shinkansen bullet train to advanced robotics and smart cities, technology has become a part of everyday life. But Japan's goal has never been to build technology just to impress the world. Instead, every innovation is designed to make life safer, faster, and more convenient. Walk through any Japanese city, and you'll find vending machines almost everywhere, offering everything from drinks to umbrellas and fresh meals. You'll also see self-checkout stores, service robots, and one of the most efficient public transportation systems on Earth. Yet the most remarkable thing is how Japan balances innovation with tradition. Just minutes away from modern skyscrapers, you'll find centuries-old temples, peaceful gardens, and historic shrines that continue to play an important role in daily life. Japan proves that a country doesn't have to choose between the past and the future. It can honor both. And that unique balance is one of the biggest reasons why Japan continues to amaze the world. Chapter 4: The values behind Japan's success. Technology alone doesn't explain Japan's success. The real secret lies in its people. From childhood, Japanese students are taught responsibility, respect, and teamwork. In many schools, students clean their own classrooms instead of relying on janitors. This simple habit teaches them to care for shared spaces and respect the community. These values continue into adult life. People stand patiently in lines, speak quietly on public transport, and always think about how their actions affect others. This strong sense of discipline helps keep cities clean, public services efficient, and daily life organized. Japan is also known as one of the safest countries in the world. Lost wallets and phones are often returned to their owners, showing the high level of trust that exists within society. These everyday habits may seem small, but together they create a culture that millions of people admire around the world. Chapter 5: The Challenges Behind the Success. Despite its achievements, Japan is not a perfect country. One of its biggest challenges is a rapidly aging population. As fewer children are born and people live longer, the workforce continues to shrink, creating economic and social challenges for the future. Japan also faces frequent natural disasters, including earthquakes, tsunamis, and typhoons. Instead of giving up, the country has invested heavily in disaster preparedness, advanced engineering, and emergency response systems. The demanding work culture has also received global attention. In recent years, Japan has been working to improve work-life balance while continuing to maintain its reputation for excellence. These challenges remind us that even the world's most advanced nations must constantly adapt and evolve. So why is Japan different from the rest of the world? The answer isn't just technology, wealth, or modern cities. It's the values that have shaped the nation for centuries: respect, discipline, responsibility, and the determination to improve every single day. Japan has shown the world that true progress isn't about forgetting the past. It's about carrying the lessons of history into the future. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson Japan offers us all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which country we should explore next.